Hey guys, so today I have my September wrap up, and now September was a pretty busy month for me, so I really only have two books to talk about here. And by two books, I mean I'm really only going to talk about one book in this video, because in September I read The Lilac Girls and I also read Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. And I'm doing a whole separate video on Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. It was a reread for me, but I wanted to go a little more in detail. So this video is pretty much just going to be a spoiler-free review for The Lilac Girls. So kind of briefly going into some of the characters, we follow three women with three different perspectives during the war. One is a young Polish girl, one is a young German doctor, and then one is a French-American living in New York City, and she kind of helps the war efforts from across the ocean. So she is not as involved in the workings of World War II like the German doctor and the Polish girl, but she still has an impact, and it all kind of ties in together at the end as you would expect. What I really enjoyed about this book was the different perspectives. I find a lot of times with World War II stories, you just get the same perspective, or you get, you know, it's in one country setting and it's the characters in a town or in one country and their response to the war. And this, I really appreciated how we had three different, very different angles to what was happening and three different opinions on how the war was going. It just was mind-baffling that someone could think the way that they did. There is just such an elitist attitude for certain people in this war, and they put people down for no reason other than race, which I mean we still see today, so I'm not saying that this book is completely outdated, and I'm sure that we're gonna look back on these current days and say, how did people get away thinking what they did? This book was heartbreaking, as you can imagine from a story. I didn't cry or anything like that. It didn't bring me to tears, but I could see how someone could get so emotionally invested that it would bring you to tears, because there's some just heartbreaking scenes. Of course, it's a war. Families are getting torn apart. If you enjoy historical fiction, especially if you enjoy World War II historical fiction, there's no reason why you shouldn't pick up this book. The writing was beautiful. It flowed easily. The pacing had me constantly wanting to read more. I constantly wanted to know what was happening with the characters that we weren't reading about, so then we would flash to them, and then I'd want to know back what was happening to the other characters. If you read Salt of the Sea by Ruta Sepetys, I think you would like this book, because I really liked about Salt of the Sea that it was a bunch of different characters, all different backgrounds and nationalities in their one story, and that's what I really liked about that book. And that's also something that this book has as well. It's different perspectives during the war, so you really get like a full view kind of I mean, just a small part of what was happening. I didn't read the full author's note at the back, but from what I can gather, the author did really research what she wrote about. Of course, this is fiction, but I believe her characters, all of them are based on people that actually existed and based on some things that actually happened during World War II. That's all that I'm really gonna say for this, just encouraging you guys to read it, and that's it for my September wrap up. There are some exciting things happening in my life, and I will talk more about it at the end of the month when things are, you know, official in some sense. So yeah, I'll keep you posted. I don't know if I'm going to be able to read much in the month of October, because it's going to be a very busy month as well. Anyway, thank you for watching and happy reading.